Hello and welcome back. Today I'm reviewing a totally new ink. This one is called London Blues and it's by The Good Blue. And this is a really cool wedge-shaped bottle, which I thought was pretty unique. And this company, from what I could find on the website, it looked like they only had a handful of colors. And this was either their first one or it's like the main ink that they sell. I don't know anything about it. I wasn't really able to learn a whole lot on the website where I bought it. So this will be a fun test because this is going to be completely new. I think it's just blue. There's no shimmers or anything like that. But of course I don't, like I said, I didn't find that information on there. All right, we're just going to get one of these swatch cards. And if you didn't see the video of me unboxing these inks, go ahead and give that a watch. It was really interesting. The box got really mangled in shipping, so I wasn't sure if these inks made it, but it looks like they did. I have a feeling they may have had some temperature changes and in the shipment, and that might have affected the inks. I don't know. Hopefully not, though. So as we test them, we'll find out. I decided to wait until we tested them together to see if they all made it here safely. So, all right, let's turn this around. So far, it's a very pretty blue. This is London Blues. And this is The Good Blue. It writes very smooth so far. That was the first thing I noticed when I was writing with this, besides the fact that it is a very nice color. I think it has shading. So we'll see as this dries. In fact, why don't we put a little bit more ink on here? We'll put on just a little bit more, and if there is some shading, hopefully that'll show. Hopefully I didn't put too much on there. I might have overdone it. I guess we'll see. All right. Let's get this put away. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is, after that, is test this on some copy paper. I'm going to move this here, I think. Is that still? That might not be in frame. I'll switch it with the water. Okay, it's a very large bottle, so it takes up a lot of space, but it looks like it's very sturdy, like it's not going to fall over. So it looks like it'll be a good ink to take with you someplace if, you know, if you're going to be using your ink on the go and you're not sure if, you know, wherever you're going, if there's going to be a stable work situation. Like, basically what I'm saying is it doesn't look like it'll get knocked over very easily. And let's see, this is copy paper. Okay, so first of all, this looks nice, even though this is just copy paper. It's a nice kind of a basic looking blue. There is still some shading on here, even though it is copy paper only. Not too bad on the show through, except for over here where I made the scribbles. So it's not too bad. It's a very pretty color, though. Very nice blue. I'm going to set this aside, and then we will check this on HP 32, and then we can compare them. And the HP 32 paper is just copy paper, but it's a little bit nicer quality. And so it holds up to the ink a little bit better, and you can see some of the ink properties better on this paper. And it's also very affordable compared to some of the other nicer writing papers. So it's a decent option for some people like me. All right, let's get this. And this was London Blues and HP 32. Okay, and I'll also draw some slow lines and see if we can see any additional shading. So far it looks like there are some in these loops down here, whatever these are called, flourishes. And in the writing as well. So it does look like this has quite a bit of shading. It's still a little bit wet here on these scribbles, But over here where I made the loops, there's definitely shading there, and in the writing it comes out very clearly. So this is a really nice shading blue, very nice color, like I want to say the shade of blue, but also I'm talking about the shading, and so anyways. But yes, it's a very nice blue. And this is definitely something I would consider work safe. All right, this is the Tomo River paper. And this ink just really flows nicely. And this is Tomo River. And we'll try some slow lines. Yeah, there's quite a bit of shading with this ink. Oops, my pen dried out on that side. One of the things with glass pens, if you've never used them before, is it seems like sometimes as you're writing, the little channels, whatever one you're using, will dry up, and then you turn it and it starts writing again. At least I think that's what's happening. That's what I tell myself. Okay, so here's how it looks so far. We need to wait for that to dry. But as you can see, lots of nice shading. Very, very, very nice blue. Especially if you want something work safe. Okay, so it looks like this is dried right here. It's very, like a very dramatic, almost moody blue, but I don't know, it's very nice. You can tell how saturated it is over here compared to here. Like the color is just so deep. It has so much more dimension than it does on the copy paper. So this is, I'm always reminded every time I do these swatches how much of a big difference the paper makes with your inks. You might get an ink and hate it and not know why it's so terrible compared to what you thought it would be, and then it's just because you're using cheap paper, which is what I did for a long time, and I couldn't figure out why my inks looked so dull compared to, you know, compared to what I was seeing online. And so I looked around and I realized that probably was my paper. Yeah, that ink is really wet still. I'm going to give this a couple minutes to dry, and I'll be right back. All right, are you ready to see this? Look how beautiful. So this is a really nice blue. It's got a lot of dimension and beautiful shading. It's very smooth when you write with it. I really, really, really like this color, this ink. So I might have to go back if I ever get more ink from this company, you know, from the website rather. I might have to get the rest of the colors and see how they compare. So hopefully someday in the future, if I can afford it, I will go back and do that, because this is a beautiful, beautiful color and a beautiful ink to work with. It's a joy to write with. So if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe so you can see more. And I will leave links down below for everything. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.